anointing stuff and they putting water on and they praying and they. But we got to let go and do what?
Let God.
Let God. And our faith, when we see that we can do no more, but let go and let God, and then God builds up these attitudes, builds up on the inside of us, then we are becoming fulfilled in his what? Prophecy. That's what, if you think about it and you go back, all you got to do is look at Saul. Oh yeah, I'm not talking about now David's father-in-law. Huh? If you go back and you look at how Saul was transformed out on Damascus Road, and he was going out there to find some folks that were in a certain way so that he could bring them bound back to Jerusalem. And his name became changed to Paul. Saul means unrestrained. Paul means restrained. What was he restrained by? The word of God. So see, Robert, you got to go through something. Think about your own life. You got to go through, I don't care how intellectual you get about it. You got to go through something to get to something. And every time you think you've came out, you go back in to something else. Because it is the fulfillment of what? Satan only left Jesus for a season. If he left him for a season, what you think he's doing to us? Go ahead. Think about it. And that's why if we realize what is happening here, he tells you in the 17th verse of the 5th chapter of Matthew, the first thing he says is, think. Isn't that heavy? He said, think. Think not. Think. The first thing we do when we get caught up, wrapped up, and tied up, we don't have room to what? Think.
Fear-driven.
Yeah. See that? Right.
Occupies our memory, our thoughts, most of our day.
We are, exactly right, we are driven by fear. We allow others to drive our fear. But let me tell you something, Robert. When you live a life that is rooted and grounded strictly, and I didn't say be fanatical, notice now, in the Word, God has a way. See, no weapon formed against you, and I know I'm giving a lot of scriptures, shall prosper. It did not say it won't form. It's, the Word of God just says it won't take a hold and overcome you. Is it? Are you listening to what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You see, in this message today, dealing with two things. We're dealing with the fulfillment, and we're dealing with the prophecy itself. Remember, John 1:1 says, in the beginning was what? The Word.
And the Word was with man, and the Word was man. I mean, the Word was God.
No, it didn't say man. In the
It said
beginning
God.
was the Word.
And the Word was with
The
God.
Word was with God.
And the Word was God.
Was God. So notice that embodiment of that Word being culminated with flesh, blood, sinew, which is veins and tissue, eyesight. So not that he couldn't see without that, but so that you could see him. Are you following me now? And so all of these things came down from heaven so that he could teach us God incarnate in the flesh. Now, Israel didn't have that, did they? When they was out there in Egypt. Did they have that?
No.
Now notice now, Only thing that happened, they was out there moaning and groaning, and they were believing. And God had heard them by reason of their taskmasters. See how much word you had? And so, in the fulfillment of that time, God had took the prince of Egypt, whose name was Moses, who was Hebrew, endowed him with the Spirit of God, took him to the backside of Sinai, am I right now? Allowed him to come up the mount, see the burning bush, and told him, go down and tell Pharaoh, let my people go. I'm going somewhere with this. When you have the Spirit of God in your heart, you can speak the oracles of God. You don't have to be fanatical. You can still wear nice clothes. I didn't say provocative clothes. I said nice clothes. You can still have a sense of humor. But what comes first in your life, and I'm going somewhere with this, is your acknowledgement of God. David was a man of valor. He was a man after God's own heart. He found favor with God. Was he perfect, Robert? No.
Not at all.
But his faith in God was perfect. The thing about it, and I'm not moving away from the subject, I'm going from the old to the new, and we're just forming this exegesis. Here's what David did. If you remember, when David was bringing in the Ark of the Covenant, and Gilead had touched the Ark, it was getting ready to fall, grabbed it.
Right.
God destroyed him. David got mad. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And then David, notice now, because you can study it for yourself. I didn't say really study it. And David, haste of getting mad, he feared God. Don't bring that in here. He said, you bring that in me. Keep that away from me.
We got to figure out what went wrong here.
Yeah. So they took the ark down to old man Enoch. You follow me now? You know how we do. We say, how's things going? You didn't hear me now. We won't know. How's things going? They said, oh, that Enoch is flourishing. He said, you can't. He said, we got to go down and get the Ark of the Covenant. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you see your life is flourishing, you have a tendency to open up. I'm talking about in God. Open up that much more and allow God to consume your every being. You see, you and I have had a lot of travels, and a lot of folk know me, and you know this. I do a lot of traveling, and I'm everywhere. Some seem like everywhere sometimes, preaching the Word of God. But the thing about it that I see is the folks that you think will have little faith. Those are the people that have big faith. And the people that you think have big faith, those are the folks that have little faith. Faith is not in the size of the building, size of the congregation, size of the car, the amount of money someone makes for the clothes. When you take that faith and a person just says, you know, I'm at the point where I cannot do anything more for myself, but I do know a God that can. Yep. That's when you've let go and you let God. You know, we went to the lawyer, and I can say this. See, Brother Slama, he won't tell his side of it. But I remember when I had surgery on my back, and my doctor said, Reverend, and you know I had some of the best doctors around. But they didn't say they were the best doctors. The doctors was practicing all in Germany and came down into Gainesville. And they said, Reverend, you need to talk to your boss before you come back here, because we're going to lose you, but we're going to bring you back. Robert, they lost me. They didn't bring me back. God held on to me. You followed me. You went through something, and this is what I want people to understand about this fulfillment. You thought you was on top of the world. You thought you had everything. Then all of a sudden, all this money you made, you broke out with spots like a leopard. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And people that you thought was your friend, they turned their back on you. I remember going right over to the hospital over there across the street. And you were sitting on the side of the bed, bewildered. And you know I had brought friends in from out of town. You remember that? All out of Atlanta. And we was in the hall and we prayed for you. The doctors was getting ready to cut you. That's what I'm talking about, fulfillment. Doctors said that they were going to cut you from your esophagus down to your abdomen. They was going to do exploratory surgery.